All right, folks, here we are. Well into the end, heading on into the end of February. 25th today? Losing track. I'm not sure if you can hear that rat-a-tat-tat noise. It's been going on this is the third day. I guess they're getting a lot ready for construction. And I keep thinking, get a couple of old miners in there and they could pop a couple of holes, toss a blasting blanket, and you'd have that done in 3 or 4 hours. But they've been hammering away at this. This is the third day now. Oh well, I worked on the Nelson River Hydro Project and widening the Nelson River. And I don't think we made that much noise drilling off a 90-degree face. Just the way it is, I guess. Trust everybody's good. I've got a few links in the description and the things we're looking at now are just things that they're not telling us. They're even now on some areas telling us not to think. One of the mainstream newspapers said, "Don't think, just get this vaccine. Problem is you're doing critical thinking." We have a lot of clowns out there, a lot of misinformation, and I guess when you look at stateside, they have an idiot for our president, and our prime minister not much far behind, sort of thing. The first link is regarding the quarantine hotels. It's just breaking news this morning. I wasn't going to put this sort of thing in. I was just going to hone in on vaccines today. But this, like I say, was just breaking. I just watched that, and it's not mainstream media. They're not talking about this. Even our police forces are sort of mumming this down. And like I say, it's really time for people to say, look, enough. Hey, stop it. This is enough, Trudeau. Anyway, you watch that video yourself. I haven't verified it because it just came in, but Rebel News is usually on to things that nobody else wants to look at. The second link is Millie Weaver. It's on forbiddenknowledge.net. And as before we go on, the last link is my website, Dreaming Do, because we're not sure how long some of these videos will stay on. Some of them are on YouTube, and they may not be there very long. So you can go right to the website, and I have links right to the sources there. Millie Weaver's got her new documentary. Maybe you've seen it. It's fairly long, but it's a step-by-step breakdown. She has infiltrated Antifa and all these organizations as well, and has some very, very interesting information that, again, you're not going to get from mainstream media. You're not going to get from politicians, because they're part of this whole scam. They're part of it. Then we have Dr. Mercola again on vaccine passports. And of course, a lot of us are thinking, well, this is crazy. This is never going to happen. Hey, if people don't stand up and start saying, stop it now, we're going to have a lot of crap that we don't think that a government in Canada would ram down our throats. The fourth one is interesting. It's vaccine stats. This is from Hedge. Again, you're not going to find this on most mainstream places. They're not going to tell you how many people have died from the vaccine, how many people have been injured. And it's interesting. You look at the people behind this. You look at Dr. Fauci. Just do some research on Fauci. He has made a lot of money on vaccine scams and all on disease. I mean, that's where he makes his money, the lying son of a gun. Why am I saying that? Well, some doctors say, well, he's not lying. It's just a thing you've got to figure out as you go. And he's lying about masks, and well, you can go back. There's a whole year of documentation of him yapping on and on and on about things that just don't make sense. The biggest lie, and nobody is holding anybody accountable for, is in the early days Trump said hydroxychloroquine will help, and everybody crucified him. Some governors in some places, some medical people would not sell it. In Canada, you can't get that unless you have a prescription. But guess what now? It has come out that would have saved millions of lives. Up to 80 or 90% of the people may have been saved if they would have used those protocols as soon as they got the virus. And people say, well, we didn't know about it. Bullshit. We knew about it. It's 60 years old, some of these things. And doctors who spoke about it were kicked out, lost their positions, again were ostracized from the medical community. It's crazy. We should hold these politicians accountable. I mean, you look at Clown Cuomo. Well, they're finally looking at him, but I bet you they will bury that as well, because he's a dedicated Democrat, isn't he? Dedicated jerk is what he is. I mean, a lot of people died because of his pompous stupidity. And but just think about it. If you know someone who has passed away and they didn't have a chance to get this right protocol, we've been saying this for a long time. In Canada, what they originally told us, hey, if you got a fever, stay home. Stay home for 14 days, monitor your temperature. If you have trouble breathing, call us. By that time, it's too bloody late. I mean, you've got to get this hydroxychloroquine and these procedures in quickly. And there's a couple of other things they've used as well. A nebulizer that has proven very, very successful. But they will not talk about that. Why? Look at Fauci. He's a multi-millionaire from vaccines and highly expensive drugs. That's his game. I mean, he's a legalized drug dealer. And of course we have cousin Gates in there as well. Bill Gates is in there. He's not my cousin, but a country sort of saying. But he's look how he's connived his operating system into every computer. And which one of his operating systems really was flawless and worked well? They always had an update. Give you crap and update it. And you get so damn many updates, you'd have to get a new system. It's intriguing. So these guys know how to scam people. Now he's into farmland and pharmaceuticals, telling us we should eat synthetic beef. You'd like to kick these people in the ass. I mean, it's really crazy, but I don't know what... I think if we don't stand up and say something, we're sort of doomed. So anyway, the vaccine stats are sort of alarming. 5, 6, and 7 are what they don't tell you about vaccines. And again, these are on YouTube and they could be kicked any time. So we have the original websites there as well. So if you can't find the first link on YouTube, go to the Corbett Report or go to the Hanging Out sort of website, and you'll get all that. All the videos are there. And of course I have links to those on mine, dreamingdude.com, and have a link to that as well. But it's interesting, we've sort of very passively have given up a whole bunch. Very passively have given up free speech. We've given up a lot of rights. We just figure the government knows what they're doing. Well, guess what? And this last year they've proven they really don't know what the hell they're doing. It's been lick your finger, see which way the wind is blowing idea. They're just really incompetent bunch that we've sort of been following. And you can sort of spin it any way you like, but reality is reality. When you look at all the people who have died who could have been helped, they still don't talk about vitamin D, and though blows me away. You get all these clowns up there telling you to wait for this vaccine. And as you read about these vaccines, some of them really aren't vaccines. They're an RNA gene manipulators. And the thing that is crazy, the thing that is really crazy, that maybe a lot of people don't understand, and they're indicating now that it won't protect you from catching the virus. Okay? It won't. You'll still have to do all their crazy protocols, from mask to social distancing to staying at home. So if we think this is something about a disease, we're crazy. This is just a real psychopathic, idiotic idea that someone has, as they're trying to roll out to get everybody to sort of walk in goose steps sort of thing with them. And if you're not, they shuffle you off. They're practicing on these quarantine hotels. They can use those for other things too. If you don't agree with the powers that be, get them away, get them away. Why do you think they're trying to suppress and censor people so much? They don't want this discussion out there. They don't want people thinking and talking. Because why? Because then people will realize the scam that this whole thing has been. And just got to think about it. Who in the right mind, when this dust all settles, and you everybody finally realizes this was just a no-namer, this thing. It was, it could be treated, and we didn't. We just sort of bamboozled everybody into doing stupid stuff, and we've destroyed economies. And of course, those who are on our really intelligent international bankers and our banking community figured that, and our finance ministers had already blown it. So this, I guess, gives them a good cover to just really drill it into the ground, scorch and burn sort of thing. But we've destroyed our economies in the Western world. No matter who tells you they haven't, we have. And the thing that's frustrating about it is that most people, if they just stopped and quit listening to the bullshit on CNN and CBC and CTV and all those places and thought for themselves, they'd say, wow, there's something wrong here. There is something totally wrong here. This isn't right. That's why they want to keep you in a mask, keep you social distancing, keep you shut up, keep you watching CNN and CBC, keep you watching the propaganda, calling everything else fake and conspiracy theories, while they themselves are doing the conspiracy. And everything is a conspiracy, but they're actually doing what they say everybody else is doing. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I guess a lot of people just haven't read the Nazi propaganda, the 1984, the Brave New World. They haven't looked at all the psychological things that people have been working on for a long time, from the Tavistock Institute to the Agenda 21, and people are following that fat guy called Schwab. It's scary, and but until we stand up collectively and say, stop it, it's going to continue, and we're going to end up, it's not going to end up well. It's not going to end up well. Take care, bye for now, and we'll see you again.